So what if I told you that the path to a really significant online income wasn't about going big, but thinking tiny? Today we're going to break down a surprisingly simple strategy that all starts with one single life-changing number. $10,000 a month. For most of us, that's the number. That's the one that replaces a full-time job. It's the number that means real freedom. But let's be honest, when you look at it as one big lump sum, it feels kind of intimidating, almost impossible. So let's just reframe it for a second. $10,000 a month is really just $333 a day. And the power of doing that, of that simple math, is how it completely shifts the goal in your head. Suddenly, it feels less like you're trying to climb Mount Everest and more like you're just taking a single, totally manageable step every single day. And this right here is the biggest mental hurdle that trips everybody up. You see that number, even the daily one, and you immediately think, oh, I need a massive audience. I need a viral video. I need some kind of lightning in a bottle moment to get there. But you absolutely don't. In fact, that kind of go big or go home thinking is exactly what holds people back. The real secret is to do the complete opposite. You need to think tiny, and that's the core idea we're going to unpack right now. See, most aspiring entrepreneurs are caught in what you could call the go big trap. They're so laser focused on this massive, huge goal that they just get paralyzed. They never even get off the starting line because the first step feels totally invisible from that far away. This quote just nails the problem perfectly, doesn't it? Trying to get to the moon by just jumping. It's absurd. You don't start by building a spaceship. No, you start with a blueprint, a little model, maybe a prototype. You have to take those small, foundational steps first. So what's the solution? What's the alternative to jumping for the moon? Well, instead of chasing this huge, indifferent crowd, the real goal is to build a small, passionate, and super dedicated audience. This is the paradigm shift that honestly makes everything else possible. And this is all built on Kevin Kelly's famous concept of 1,000 true fans. The whole idea is so simple but so powerful. You don't need millions of casual followers. You only need 1,000 people who truly value what you do, enough to pay you about $100 a year for it. And the math is undeniable. 1,000 fans paying $100 each gets you a $100,000 per year business. See, this isn't about chasing those vanity metrics like follower counts. It's about building a real, sustainable business. This slide just shows the wild difference in action. On one side, you've got a real story of an influencer with 1.6 million followers who literally couldn't sell 30 t-shirts. Crazy, right? On the other side, you could have a creator with just 300 true fans paying $100 a month, building a $30,000 a month business. One of those is fame, the other is a real business. Okay, so you've bought into the think tiny audience idea, but what do you actually sell them? Well, the answer lies in 3 tiny, super interconnected products. And this is the Trinity, an ebook, a course, and a membership. They build on each other so logically, taking a customer from a simple entry-level purchase to a much deeper, ongoing relationship with you and your work. But here is the secret sauce. This is the game changer. You are not creating 3 separate mountains of work. The key, the absolute key, is to take one core body of knowledge and just repackage it into different formats that you can sell at different prices. Let's use an analogy to make this super clear. Think of your core information as a whole watermelon. This is your ebook. It's got all the good stuff inside, but the customer has to do a little bit of work to cut it up. So it's your lowest priced item. Okay, now you take that same watermelon, but this time you slice it up and you put it in a nice, convenient container. This is your course. It's the exact same information, but it's delivered in a more accessible, guided way. You've added value through convenience, so of course the price goes up. And finally, you take that fruit, you press it into juice, and you put it in a bottle. This is your membership. It's the most convenient, highest value delivery of your information, maybe offering ongoing access and a community. It's the same watermelon, just 3 different products at 3 different prices. So we have the why, a small audience, and we have the what, those 3 tiny products. Now let's dive into the how. How do you actually find and connect with these true fans? Well, it really comes down to a simple 4-step plan. First, you have to focus. Pick one platform, just one, and get really good at it. Second, teach what you know. You become an expert by teaching, not the other way around. Third, tell your story. Facts inform, but stories are what connect with people and build trust. And finally, and most importantly, solve their problems. That's the whole point of a business, right? This quote explains exactly why picking one platform is so critical. Trying to be everywhere at once just means you gain zero traction anywhere. The audience for short-form video on Instagram is in a completely different headspace than the audience for long-form tutorials on YouTube. You have to focus your energy.
So, we have our audience and our products. The final piece of this whole puzzle is the system that connects them in the most efficient way possible. We're talking about your sales funnel.
Now, the wrong way, which is what most people do, is they just throw all their links at their audience at once. It's like, hey, buy my ebook, or my course, or maybe my membership. When you give people that many choices, they usually choose nothing. It's classic decision paralysis. Now, compare that to the smart way. See how clean this is? Here, you funnel all of your traffic to one low-cost entry point, the ebook. As soon as they decide to buy that, they've proven they're a customer. And that's the perfect moment to offer the course as an upsell, and then the membership on the thank you page. You're just guiding them on a single, logical journey. This quote really gets to the heart of it all. Amateurs are always focused on that first initial sale, but the experts, they know the real profit is on the back end. The IKEA analogy is just perfect. You go in for one specific rug, but because you've already committed to buying something, you end up leaving with plates and glasses and probably a trash can. Your funnel should work the exact same way. Ultimately, this whole strategy really just boils down to one single empowering idea. You can stop chasing millions of followers. You don't need to be famous to the entire world. You just need to be incredibly valuable to one tiny slice of it. You just need to solve one specific problem for about 1,000 people. So the only question left is, what's yours?